Welcome to the lecture Game Design and Game Development. In this part, I would like to create a basic understanding of the way the lecture Game Design and Game Development is structured and briefly explain my didactic approach. I try to design all my courses according to the following philosophy whenever possible. We want to learn the basics of game design and game development. The focus will be on a software project as a motivating orientation. The course content should be based on this project. Game projects are characterized by creativity. If we have creative elements in our projects that we don't know whether they will be received by the user or not, we need special aids and tools. We have to be prepared to learn new things and look at how we can learn and apply new things efficiently. The lecture content is therefore oriented quickly to the specific project and the chosen technology. Since we want to go through all phases of a project here, especially topics like teamwork, communication, coordination, and planning are important. As we are in the academic field, we also try to look at the whole thing scientifically. When we use things or collect things, we have to make that clear. Here we see the didactic approach I chose for this course. We could start with the toolbox, this could be Unity for example, and explore all the elements, learn them, and only start developing a big project at the end. That would be the so-called bottom-up approach. Personally, I don't have the motivation to learn, and that doesn't help. In the end, we don't even have time for a project. I try to reverse this with the top-down approach. My aim is to start with a project idea and then search the toolbox for the necessary tools. We are working in the field of media informatics or game development. This means that many of your tools will change in a short space of time. You won't be able to keep up with this. That's why it makes sense to learn the right questions to ask and to apply strategies for obtaining information quickly and efficiently. I think that's the better way to go. Here I would like to give a concrete example. Let's assume the topic of the semester is develop a treehouse. There are students who take a house and stick it to the tree, as you can see on the left. Task completed, no more effort than required. There are also students who have always dreamed of building a treehouse and go above and beyond, which you see in the middle. They bring their own personal elements to the treehouse and are very engaged in the topic. That's great and engaging for everyone else, but it often leads to a self-referenced design. We want to avoid that, and we'll talk about it later. There are, unfortunately, in the very few, and that's what we're talking about here, who not only look at the treehouse, but understand the context and also include it in the design, as the example on the right. Who actually lives in a treehouse? What does everyday life look like? What is needed around it? That's what we want to learn during project development, to understand the target group, to ask the right questions, and to always consider the context. It only remains for me to say, have fun and success with game design and game development.